Lafayette Estelle, Nelsan. Miss Arlene, Carrie Preston. And his first time at Comic-Con, Chris Bauer, Andy Belfield. And the now Buddhist Sarah Newland, Anna Camp. Executive producer Brian Buckner. Pam, Kristin, Bauer. Rutina, Wesley. I love that jacket. Sam Trammell. Mr. Bill Compton, Stephen Moyer. The lady who without the show wouldn't exist, Suki Stackhouse, Anna Paquin. This is crazy. Well, you guys, let's go back. This is, maybe one of the last times you'll all be together on stage. What do you all remember from shooting the pilot? Like, did you immediately think this is something special? Did you think, like, I can't believe this, I don't know if it's gonna go? What did you guys think? What are your memories of that pilot?
Can everybody remember something? There was that little line. I just remember that The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was shooting right next door. And we had all these naked, bloody people walking around. That's my memory.
What about the rest of you guys? Do you have any memories? Anna, Stephen? No?
Yeah, but somebody else go first.
Okay.
I remember Merlot's.
Yeah.
One of the only sets that was actually built at the time was his bar. And I remember walking around and looking at every single detail, every beautiful little kind of, there's loads of posters that you won't have seen of the Louisiana peach eating competition, or the best peach in Louisiana, peach festival. And all of these little posters that were brought in by Ron and Suzuki Ingerslev, and just thinking, wow, this is amazing. The world that they're setting up.
Yeah, they literally have like cards for carpenters and plumbers from Louisiana, like real people, like at the back of the bar. It's really detailed. It's pretty amazing.
Rutina, do you have any memories? I love when Tara yells at that lady in the store. That's like my favorite.
I think that's one of my favorite scenes of the whole series. I remember from the pilot, for me, just being terrified because it was my first job, almost my first job out of school, and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't fire me. Please don't fire me. But I remember just having a lot of fun, learning a lot really quickly. And all these guys, of course, were so welcoming, so it was a lot of fun.
And Nelsan, Lafayette was supposed to die originally, and I think Stephen told me a story that I think you were like with Alan, you guys were like, we can't kill this guy off, like he's too good.
Well, I'm glad you kept me with a job. It's funny because what I remember most is I was like, do my shirts have to be this tight? Okay.
Do you guys have, like, over the course, over 7 7 years now. Do you guys have favorites, sort of like, moments, like sort of favorite? I mean, I always think about the meat tree. I love the meat tree. I think the meat tree is just, I like the idea of it. But like, Steven, like, do you like the Lorena sex where you're...
I'm just gonna go back to something, because you just made me think of it, Nelsan. There was a moment in the pilot that we talked about before, Tim. There was a moment in the pilot where Nelsan is cooking grits or something, was it, Nelsan? What were you cooking?
I think I was cooking burgers.
When you started humping the thing.
And he starts basically doing this. Oh.
That was my 6 years.
What was it?
That was my 6 years.
And at which point he turns around and says, everybody loved the pussy. John, even you scared of the pussy, right? And there was this guy, this extra that was there just for the day that was Big John, as he became known. And because of that moment when Nelsan turned around and said, even Big John scared of the pussy, even at that moment, Big John has been in every single one of our episodes ever since. Because of him. Because of Nelsan.
Brian, there's been a lot more flashbacks, I think, this season, especially with Bill and Pam and Eric. Is that a conscious decision to sort of show, I mean, do you guys want to sort of bring things full circle? You sort of started with, Bill and sort of the Civil War stuff.
Well, with Bill, we got a character who we turned into a vampire god, and he wasn't that nice. No. Vampire god, so honestly the thinking there was, as Bill tries to find his way back to himself, let's give him a little help by flashing back to his human life. And that's kind of a case across the board with a lot of the flashbacks. To give a little bit more context, how Pam and Eric came to Shreveport in the first place, and just filling in holes that were out there, and learning something else about these characters that we've already spent a lot of episodes with. So yeah, and for sure conscious. But we've always done flashbacks. There's just some purpose to them, right? Yeah.
Well, I love, my favorite flashback so far this year was the fact that Pam and Eric owned a video store franchise. Who came up with that? Where did that come from? Was that your idea? I mean, how did that even come to be?
We wanted to do a flashback to how they came to Shreveport. There was, we're like, it needs to be the worst punishment imaginable, like the worst punishment imaginable. And it was one of our writers, Fred Chester, who actually said a video store. And yeah, so that's how we came to that.
And Kristin, those must have been so fun to shoot. I mean, like the 80s clothes. I mean, I know you love your costumes, as Pam, but those were like another level, I think. Was that a blast to shoot?
Yeah, the 80s was another level, and it was really fun to go back there and have even more hair, and it really is so brilliant that we end up in this fluorescently lit video store, and then also that the throne, which Alex and I had been imagining he was carrying around since his biking days, treasuring that it was his father's. Yeah. It was found by Ginger in an alley. It was amazing to see Ginger, how we met her, and the transformation, and Alex kind of, the slow-mo walk, where he was dressed basically as Jason Priestley when Ginger received him, gives up his college career. Alex sort of did the slow-mo walk. He didn't have to, but he kind of actually impersonated it. It was an amazing day.
Yeah. And you were telling me earlier, you sort of want, there's a piece of not Merlot, of Fantasia you specifically want to take. Can you explain what that piece you'd like to keep?
Well, it was in my last day in Fantasia. I think I was the only one who realized it, and then it was the end of a long day, and everybody was busy and trying to get out of there, and I was kind of trying to stay out of the way, but take a moment. Oh, Steven, it's happening. And he's counting how many times today. And 96. And I really was too overwhelmed, because I'm thinking, do I want to cherish that weird little Aunt Jemima skeleton tchotchke for the rest of my life? I don't know what I want. I took nothing. And then I realized that there's 3 paintings. So it's our executive producer, Greg Feinberg, is a vampire, Clinton is a vampire, and Bush is a vampire. And Clinton and Bush, I'm good with either, but after this last episode, Republican, I think it should be Bush.
I love that. I love that. I mean, speaking of last days, so you guys have wrapped, you're done. What were your individual last days like? I mean, it must have been just so surreal because it's been 7 years. It's been a huge journey. I mean, so many life changes. I'm assuming you all wrapped on different days. So what were those days like for you all?
I remember my last day was very, it was weird. I like did my last close up for the night, and then it was just kind of like, it was over. And then I kind of walked to the side, and Adina just came running up to me, and she just like grabbed me, and we just hugged for a good, like 5-10 minutes and just cried. It just kind of hit me all at once. I didn't think it would hit me like that, but it just kind of hit me, and it was beautiful and sad, and also like it's on to new things, so.
Let me jump in real quickly and say that people have not seen the last of Rutina yet. She talked about her last day, and you haven't seen her last day yet. I know that.
I would say in true blood fashion, my last day, I wrapped at 4 a.m. out in the woods somewhere. But I don't know, I thought that was kind of fitting, and it was nice because it actually did wrap a bunch of people all together earlier that night. So we had a moment where at least half the cast, if not more, were together and could kind of say goodbye. A couple hours later.
Like 17 people.
Yes, 17 people around at once.
And it was a beautiful scene. It was a beautiful scene. The dressing, I thought it was appropriate.
Yeah.
That we all, a lot of us wrapped out of that scene that day.
I think I was the first to crumble. I looked over at Chris, and the waterworks started going, and then everybody else we all, were in each other's arms and mourning, but celebrating too, but it's been a profound time. I mean, we started crying at the table read for that episode, so we've been crying for like months.
I'm still waiting for that cry, actually. It's coming.
It's gonna happen today.
Yeah. I'm going to make you cry by the end of this channel.
Okay, thank you.
Damn it. Be alive. What about you guys? Do you remember your